And joining me tonight as we ask the question on just who is being hypocritical, what about appeasement, and is this the time to promote dialogue when the blood of our 25 braves have not yet run cold, when their families are still grieving? That's the question we are asking tonight. And Sukma hypocrisy, that's the hashtag in which you can send in your tweets. And joining me this evening, Dr. Sambit Patra, national spokesperson of the BJP, Maruf Raza, consulting editor, Times Now, Dr. Dinesh Varshney, leader of the CPI, Rahul Pandita, author, Saroj Giri, assistant professor of the Delhi University, Alimuddin Khan, political analyst, joining me in our studios in Noida, and RSN Singh, defense analyst. But my first question, before I go across to Rahul Pandita, is just take a look at these grieving families. This is nothing but pure, unadulterated grief. That is Shakuntala, ladies and gentlemen, 80-year-old Shakuntala, who got the news of her youngest son Krishna Kumar Pandey's death in a militant ambush in Sukma. And she is crying tonight because she says that her son has an unkept promise. He said that he would be back in the village on the 28th of April to attend the marriage of his niece. And now Krishna Kumar Pandey will never come home, and that's what this mother is really grieving about. See those visuals on your screen, and I urge all my panelists to look at those families who are grieving tonight. This is because of the terror attack yesterday in Sukma. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there's no other way of describing this other than a terror attack. Even if it is from the enemy within, it happens to be a terror attack because it espouses violence, violence that takes away the lives of our braves. Let me go across to Rahul Pandita now tonight. Rahul Pandita, you said, and I'm quoting you from what you have said in the past in your statements, where you've said the answer to solving the Maoism problem and the Naxalism problem is to promote development. Rahul Pandita, my friend, what were these soldiers doing? These soldiers were sanitizing a road that was being built in the region to connect those who had been cut off from the mainstream to the mainstream. That was the basic development. And Rahul Pandita, let me also tell you that 36 of these people were actually sitting down and having lunch when they were attacked. And what was taken away from them? A huge assortment of 22 smart arms, including 33 AK rifles, 5 INSAS rifles, 3,422 rounds of various rifles, 75 magazines of the AK rifles. All of this ammunition, along with binoculars, 22 bulletproof jackets, as well as metal detectors and wireless sets. All this was taken away from them.
One metal detector, Navika.
Were these people fighting from their rights?
One metal detector,
or
Navika.
were these people behaving like terrorists?
There are two issues you're tackling here, Navika, and we need to answer them separately. When I said that the core answer to fighting Naxalism in this area, in the whole so-called red corridor, is development, I stand by that. There has to be a time when the Naxals will have to be militarily eliminated from this area, from Chhattisgarh and other parts, and then the government will have to bring in development. That is what I said. We must also understand that when the Maoist guerrillas entered Chhattisgarh for the first time in the June of 1980, there was an absolute void left by the Indian state, which has not been filled for years. So after the Indian security forces eliminate Maoists, that development needs to be brought in. Now, for many years, I was also of the opinion, along with so many others, including Mr. Prakash Singh, who is the DG of Border Security Force and has one of the co-authors of a very important document which was brought out in 2008 by the Planning Commission, where Mr. Prakash Singh and others said that you need to bring in development in this area. If the Indian state is talking with the Nagas, Naga separatists in the northeast, if it is talking to Hizbul Mujahideen, there should be no reason why the government should not be.
When do you talk, Rahul Pandita?
But I personally,
there has to be a time, there has to be an atmosphere for talk. To whom do you talk? To these armed people? You talk to these armed people who killed 25 of your brave soldiers? Dialogue with whom, Rahul Pandita, and under what circumstances? When bullets are going across? Killing 13 last month, killing 25 this month?
If you will let me finish, Navika, I'm coming to that. So I'm saying that I was of the opinion that something like this should happen, but now, after traveling for several months in this area in the last few months, I've come to the conclusion that there are no talks which can be possible with the CPI Maoists. In the last few months, I've just traveled on the same roads where yesterday's incident happened. In their strongholds, in several villages, the Maoists have ruthlessly killed dozens of innocent civilians, including in village Chintagufa, which is very close to Burkapal, where yesterday's unfortunate incident happened, where a Mahila Sarpanch was taken hostage by the Naxal guerrillas and tied to a tree and tortured for 15 days. My CRPF sources tell me that the Sarpanch had to pay a huge ransom to free herself. So these are the violations we are talking about, and that is why I say that now there is absolutely no other option but to clear this area militarily and then bring in development, which was my first point.
Do you agree, Rahul Pandita? At the end of the day, there's just one question. Are these people fighting for some sort of freedom against some sort of alienation, or are these terrorists? Unless we recognize these facts, we can't really take this entire issue forward. Are these terrorists who brutally murder 36 soldiers who have been just starting their lunch on a patrol duty, trying to clean up a road that's connecting the wilderness with the mainstream?
I think a distinction has to be made here also. There are innocent Adivasis in this area who have been caught in the vortex of war between the Indian state and the Maoists. Some of them have had no choice in the past but to align themselves with the Maoists because they have never seen the face of the Indian state. But like I said, in the last few years, that face has changed. Now this stretch, for example, the state government...
That face has changed. Let me get in Dinesh Varshney, Dr. Dinesh Varshney. Dr. Dinesh Varshney, where is the JNU brigade tonight, Dr. Dinesh Varshney? No words for our 25 martyred soldiers. No word coming out to say that they stand in solidarity with these families. The same JNU brigade, the Ramjas brigade that was talking about freedom of Bastar, the freedom of Kashmir. Where is this Azadi League tonight, Dr. Dinesh Varshney?
Look, Navika, I stand with you for CPI, Communist Party of India, and we strongly condemn these brutal killings of our CRPF soldiers. And we are at this juncture of very sad and sorrow event with the grieved families of these soldiers. And we believe that Dr. Sambit Patra is sitting from the government side, that these soldiers' families will get not only the on service, on duty benefit, but other benefits also, so that they live a better life. Second thing, no conflict in this country or any other country
Dr.
or any
Dinesh
other zone
Varshney,
can be solved through military angle only.
Do you politicians
there has to be a
that
social, political, economic... No, Navika,
just
please.
the benefits that are given on the martyrdom are enough for a family? Are you reducing it to that, Dr. Dinesh Varshney? What about Shakuntala, the 80-year-old mother whose son is never going to come back home?
No, that was not my saying. No, do not draw a wrong
You are
conclusion to my
equating
statement,
everything
please.
in the form of
That is not
financial
the only thing.
assistance given to them
The solution
and
has
their
to be
families.
political.
Is that the
Solution
price
has
of
to be
a soldier?
infrastructural development in the areas. Solution has to be
So that's exactly what was going on. That's exactly what these soldiers were trying to oversee.
Has to be implemented honestly. Solution is to be that the ruling party should not take benefit from them during the voting patterns. My candidate in that area was not allowed to be voted, nor people were allowed to vote for my candidate in that area. And we know who supported them. We never supported Naxalite violence.
What is he
we
saying?
are of the opinion
So who
that
supported
this type
them?
of violence
Who supported
is not
them?
the revolution.
Who
This
supported
type of
them?
violence is not
Why
the
don't you come
revolution.
out
They
with your
are
allegations
harming the
out in
cause
the
of
open?
revolution.
Who supported
No,
them?
nobody.
Who supported them?
You know it very well. You know it well. I openly said, nobody should take the help from them. And people know it that who takes the help from them. People know it very well who takes the help from them.
So who are these people?
Number three is,
I'm sorry, let's not play
ever
these
have
cloak and
supported
dagger
these
games.
type of violence.
Please
whether
tell
it
us
is
who you are
Naxalite
alleging.
violence, whether
Who
it is
you are alleging.
Gaurakshaks violence,
Are you on the
whether
same
it is
side as
violence by
Digvijay
Nathuram
Singh?
Godse,
Are you
whether
on
it is
the
the
same
violence
side
by
as
the Hindu
Digvijay
Yuvavani,
Singh, who says
whether
Raman
it is
Singh
violence
is
by
hand
the
in
Vishnu
glove
Parishad?
with the Maoists?
We condemn all these type of
Are
violence
you on the same
from top
side as
to bottom.
Digvijay Singh?
We condemn all these type of violence from top to
you are on
bottom,
the same
and
side
we
as
do not support
Digvijay
these type of
Singh?
Naxalite violence at all.
You're not making your allegations clear.
No,
are
we
you
are
on the
not.
same
I'm
side
not,
as
and I do not hold the view for Digvijay Singh. I do not hold the view for Digvijay Singh.
BJP
But you
Chief Minister
criticize the
Raman
Azadi
Singh.
Brigade. Never ever we have supported Azadi for Bastar. Never ever we have supported the Azadi for Kashmir. That is why I replied to you in that manner. And definitely the poverty is not elevated from this country. Health has not been given to all. So exploitation is there. Tribal jungles, their water, their land is under pressure from the contractors and the monopolies. That has to be saved. Their economic pressure on their families must to be lifted. And for that, all political parties must have to come together and see to it what is the solution
Dr.
to
Dinesh
this.
Vashne, let me remind you, in April 2010, a brigade of students allegedly gathered in JNU. And what were they doing in JNU? They were celebrating the killing of 76 CRPF Jawans in April 2010, Dr. Dinesh Vashne. And these were the Maoist terrorists who killed 76 of our CRPF Jawans in Dantewada.
Navika, we don't support that view. We don't hold view for them at all. We don't hold view for them. We never supported them.
So who do you think is preventing people from voting against?
We are not in favor of those type of views.
Who do you think is preventing people from supporting your candidates and voting for them? Who do you think? Who are you charging?
You have the inquiries from there, you will come to know. You have the research from there. Times Now team should go there. Who stopped the voting for Manish Gunjam? Who stopped the voting for Manish Gunjam?
So you are too scared? You are too scared to name them?
Which are the people who do not allow to vote for CPI
you are too scared
candidates? We are the sufferers here.
You are too
and
scared
many
to
left
name
parties
these people?
work in the Sukma. Many, including
You
CPI.
want soldiers to
and
fight
none
for
of
you,
us
but you are
support
too
it, and
scared
we
to
don't
even name
support Naxalite.
people.
I again say we strongly condemn this violence. We strongly condemn the killings of our CRPF personnel. They are also sons and daughters of the poor farmers, poor families. Naxalites should amend themselves, and they should amend themselves. This is not the cause of revolution. They are harming the cause of revolution. This is all I have to say.
Alimuddin Khan, do you stand with Digvijay Singh's statement today, who says the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, Mr. Raman Singh, and his government is hand in glove with the Maoist terrorists? Do you stand by that statement by Digvijay Singh, or do you think it's an error of judgment to make that statement within 24 hours of 25 of our braves losing their lives?
Digvijay Singh ji comes from the ground zero, from the Madhya Pradesh. He understands Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh better than you and me. He knows the ground situations there. Whatever he said, there should be some facts with him. Now, as far as this government is...
What are the facts that Raman Singh is involved with Maoist terrorists? Are you saying that? Are you seconding that?
Well, I am saying Digvijay Singh ji knows better than me and you, because he is from the Madhya Pradesh and he remain Chief Minister over there. He has already faced such problems there.
He's been out of touch for 10 long years. He's been away from Madhya Pradesh.
No, but I've seen all those problems. He has tackled all those problems on ground zero.
When is the last election he won there?
You see, Navika ji, if you revisit last 3 years of this government, priority of this government is Romeo Bandi, Beep Bandi, then Triple Talaq. What they are doing, what intelligence is doing, what is government doing, what is happening in Kashmir, what is happening in Sukma.
You have a problem with women getting equal rights?
The government has to set the priorities, how to take care of the state.
You have a problem with government looking after equal rights for women. You have a problem with the eve teasing of women. You want that to continue. What is it that you have a problem with, Alimuddin Khan?
We don't want to have that problem. We want reform. We want all those reforms, but at the same time, you have to set your priorities to look after the nation, internal security of the nation.
Sambit Patra, the allegation is against you. When Digvijay Singh says Raman Singh is involved with the Maoist terrorists, how do you respond to that?
I'm astonished and I'm pained. It is the same Digvijay Singh who is a habitual offender. Remember the same Digvijay Singh who was giving a clean chit to Pakistan after 26/11, saying ye to RSS ki sajish hai. The same clean chit was given in the Batla House encounter, and Sonia Gandhi ji was shedding tears, and Digvijay Singh till the last date. Remember, even after the court verdict came out in the Batla House encounter, he was denouncing the court verdict and he stood by the terrorists till the time the same terrorist appeared in one of the ISIS videos. The same Mr. Digvijay Singh who was extremely pained when America threw the body of Osama bin Laden.
All these allegations? You want to hide your failure behind these allegations?
And saying, I did not, Mr. Alimuddin Khan, I did not speak when you spoke. Please, let's behave as gentlemen. You are a gentleman, behave like that. When Osama bin Laden's body was thrown from the ship by the American forces, remember Mr. Digvijay Singh was shedding tears and he coined the term Osama ji ke saath aise nahi karna chahiye.
Oh my God, for entire world problem, Congress is responsible. You are not responsible. You are in a government, you are in a position. You are responsible for this killing. Why you are holding Congress responsible for this killing? It is your intelligence failure. It is your government failure. It is your home ministry failure. It is your intelligence failure. Take responsibility,
shout
please.
Like this.
It is your responsibility.
Please don't shout like this.
You are ruling country.
Please don't shout like this.
Sir, you are ruling party. It is your responsibility. Take the responsibility today.
Oh God, Mr. Alimuddin Khan. Mr. Alimuddin Khan, why do you make a joke out of yourself? Why do you make a joke out of yourself? Let's not. Sir, people are mourning, people are watching the show. They will not feel good if we shout over each other. Can we please complete our sentences?
Sir, sir, take the responsibility first. That this is your government's intelligence failure.
People would not respect this kind of debate where we shout over each other. Mr. Alimuddin Khan, do you know that Digvijay Singh was pointing fingers towards the Chief Minister of the state? He was saying that this Naxalite attack was because of the fact that the Chief Minister was hand in glove with the Naxalites. What kind of politician is Mr. Digvijay Singh? Should you not sack Mr. Digvijay Singh from your party? He should be sacked immediately for politicizing everything. You have consistently, the Congress party has supported terrorists and Naxalites, and today you have the audacity of shouting at me on the television debate? Please, don't do that. The number two, to Mr. Rahul Pandita, see, we had a debate over here on development. Remember all those intelligent people, the so-called intelligent people who float this narrative that in fact Naxalism will go out from this country once development is brought in. This is absolutely unfounded, because as you rightly pointed out, and the country is asking, these poor brave hearts who have lost their lives, who have been martyred, what were they doing? They were protecting development. You killed development, they were protecting development. So what kind of narrative is this? It is high time that this kind of narrative should be thrown down the dustbin. And thirdly, and very importantly, remember, any act of injustice gets a spontaneous response. War against state is always an organized crime. And this act of brutal, dastardly act against the country's own army, CRPF, this is an organized crime. Look at the kind of ammunition and weapons these Naxals have. Do you think these are spontaneous pickups? Do you think these are spontaneous pickups? No, these are organized. And there are great forces working behind this organized crime. And I'm astonished there are people in all walks of life, and sorry to state, especially in the education sector, in well-reputed institutes like JNU and DU, we have professors who support such kind of mindset.
You're putting words into my mouth, Mr. Patra. I never said that Maoists are there to bring in development. My limited point was that when the Maoist guerrillas entered Chhattisgarh and other areas in Red Corridor, there was a void left by the Indian state, which the Maoists just filled. Now, there was a certain ideology. I think they have absolutely deviated from that ideology. And when you also speak about CPI Maoists, you should also take a look at who are the people who constitute CPI Maoists. So there might be 100 or 200 people from the urban areas, from India's elite colleges, from Warangal Engineering College, from other areas, who are there because they believe in a certain utopia, they believe in a certain ideology. But like I said before, because of this war, because of structural violence, the Adivasis in this area were pushed to the wall. Also in 2005 when Salwa Judum happened, there's absolutely no other phenomena which has helped in aiding Naxalism as Salwa Judum has. So these things need to be taken into account. You can't just say that we'll carpet bomb everyone in Chhattisgarh.
Well, my question to you, Saroj Giri, tonight
Rahul,
is, Saroj Giri, Nandini Sundar.
Absolutely. Navika, I'll just take 10 seconds.
Yes, Dr. Sambit
Navika, since Rahul has raised a point and Rahul was courteous enough not to shout, I just wanted to complete 10 seconds. No, the government does not want to carpet bomb anyone. The government is an extremely sensitive government. But this discussion on Sukma hypocrisy is an extremely important one, because we have to expose the layers of intelligentsia that this country has today. All this Azadi brigade in JNU, remember when this Azadi thing happened in JNU and in Ramjas College, we were put under scanner saying that the Bharatiya Janata Party is not allowing the freedom of speech. And these questions were asked to us by not by people on street, but by mainstream politicians like Mr. Rahul Gandhi and Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. And the echo found sentiment even in the parliament. So that is the reason as to why this exposure of what I call as the Nakshal Rakshaks is extremely important today.
Well, Dr. Sambit Patra, even as you remember, Rahul Gandhi, he has just tweeted, and Rahul Gandhi says that demonetization, the government said...
Why do you blame the educational institutions?
1 minute. Why not, sir?
The universities are meant for inquiry and
Isn't it in the educational institutions that we see the Umar Khalid and the Kanayas who are raising chants of Azadi?
The Saffron Brigade who want to disturb the national integration of the country.
So why do you accuse the entire
university setup? You have also studied from a very brilliant educational setup.
Where is the relevance of Gaurakshaks in this debate, Dr. Dinesh Vande? But let Sambit Patra respond to that.
No. You cannot no, Navika, you cannot allow the generalization of the entire institution.
Let me complete.
Yes. No, Navika, I am very sorry to say, you as an anchor should restrain the generalization against
No one is doing that. Let me come to you. No one is doing that.
Now, why don't you criticize Dr. Sambit Patra?
Dr. Patra,
we are talking,
Dr. Patra, Navika, I have a question.
If you have completed
the same universities have an existence of those communal-minded professors who support the Gaurakshaks, who support the murderers of the Pehlu Khan and Akhlaq, who support Yuvavani activities.
Where does the Gaurakshak come over here, sir? We are talking about the Naxal Rakshaks tonight, not about the Gaurakshaks.
And we say we condemn all type of violence.
Let me
we condemn all these type of killings.
Dr. Patra, what happened to your demonetization? You said by demonetization, terror and...
I am asking that question, Dr. Sambit Patra.
No.
Dr. Sambit Patra, Rahul Gandhi has just tweeted that demonetization, the government had said, would solve all the problems of Naxalism. What
Yes.
is this that we see in Sukma? That's Rahul Gandhi's question to the BJP government. Would you like to respond to that, Sambit Patra?
So you should do remonetization.
Yeah, I'll respond. I'll respond to that now. Quickly because the other eminent panelists are waiting. Please, I'll just answer Rahul Gandhi because it's a political war now. Number one, as far as Rahul Gandhi's question on demonetization is concerned, remember, the war against Naxalism or terrorism is not a all or none phenomena. That it is not that you begin the war today and the war would be over tomorrow. You, in fact, structure out the war, and yes, demonetization is one of the important things in the war against Naxalism. Remember,
Sir, 3 years passed already.
Naxals, that is
Sir, 3 years passed of your governance.
432. Sir, please let's not shout. Please let's not shout. It's a serious issue. I'm answering the question.
I'm not shouting, sir. I'm just asking. 3 years past of your ruling.
After
when?
The demonetization took place. So naturally, Mr. Alimuddin Khan, please show some seriousness. I'm answering the question. The question
sir, I am Dr. Patra. I am seriously. I'm sincerely asking, sir. I am sincerely asking you. 3 years past.
Mr. Alimuddin Khan,
Rahul Gandhi has asked the question. You are bigger or Rahul Gandhi is bigger?
It
Rahul
was
Gandhi
in
has asked this question, sir.
That Manmohan Singh,
Rahul Gandhi is my leader.
Singh, the Prime Minister then, had said, I have been saying this for the last 3 years, that
so I'm
is since
answering your leader's
2007,
question.
that Naxalism remains the biggest internal security challenge facing our country. Dr. Manmohan Singh has been saying this since 2007. 2007 to 2014 he was in power. Did you combat the Naxalism problem? Did you remove the Naxalism problem? Did you remove Maoist terrorism? Were you able to prevent the massacre of 76 CRPF Jawans in 2010? Alimuddin Khan, you are asking questions of the BJP today. Why don't you answer some of the questions of the UPA government as well?
Navikaji, UPA government was able to control terrorism to a large extent. Now, as far as...
You think so? Let me get in Maruf Raza. Maruf Raza, do you think the UPA government was successful in combating terrorism and Maoist terrorism to a large extent, as Alimuddin Khan says? I mean, we've heard chapter and verse from P. Chidambaram and Dr. Manmohan Singh about the fight against the Maoist terrors. Today, the same people are politicizing it.
I've been listening with great interest to all the political pundits there, but there are a couple of points we need to understand. Terrorism, like integrity, cannot be dealt with in half measures. You cannot say that I like that guy because he's half honest. You're either fully honest or you're dishonest. Just like dealing with terrorism or insurgency, you can contain it, but if you want to solve it, it's a long drawn out process. And as you've rightly brought out, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh was on record at least on more than one occasion to say it is India's biggest security challenge. But we saw neither with that Home Ministry nor with the current Home Ministry, the same pattern of flaws persist. Poor leadership of CRPF personnel, police officers guarding their own turfs in the centre and the state, and lack of equipment, lack of communication systems, and a whole lot of flaws which leads to losses of innocent lives like we've just seen in the case of 25 people dead. But I want to bring out 3 or 4 other quick points because the debate is essentially political. The first is those people who are chest beaters, the Azadi Brigade, must understand that the one central difference with the Naxalism and the insurgency in the northeast of Kashmir is that the people in the Naxal belt have never, as far as I know, formally asked to secede from the Indian Union. So those who are trying to encourage them to break away from the Indian Union are missing the point. What these people are asking for is a certain degree of autonomy which should come to them under Schedule 4, 5 and 6 of the Indian Constitution. Now, if that's not been well implemented, successive governments have been at fault. Secondly, the Maoists today are wanting to control the territory because there is a prosperity business that they are into. The argument that Mr. Pandita brought out is theoretically right that development must be addressed, but development is a rallying call for insurgent groups. Once they get people on their side, they don't want development, they don't want to secede turf, because if that happens, they go out of business, they become irrelevant. And that is why these guys are on a killing spree. Right now, you cannot engage in talks with people who have taken up arms against the Indian state and their representative. Unless they are willing to talk within the constitution, lay down the arms and negotiate with us like civilized people should, there is no question of giving them any room for maneuver. It's very clear. Development can take place. Yes, there are development plans in place. So respective home ministries have been short of coming out with initiatives that can actually improve the situation. Now that's a separate story and we can go into that in detail. But I can bring out figures where Maoists are today running a racket for trying to control the mining and the real estate and the other mineral business that goes with the territory that they control. And it is a question now, and there are many Maoist leaders, and the people on the panel will not disagree with me, who may be claiming to be Maoists, but their children are studying abroad or working abroad and living complete corporate lives. So this illusionary dream of Charu Mazumdar and gang
from
is
the
now on its
separatists
last
in
legs.
Jammu and Kashmir, we see from the Maoist terrorists in this part of India, because their basic aim is to spread unrest. But let me get in Saroj Giri. Yes, RSN Singh, I'm just coming to you. Before I come to you, Saroj Giri, let me get him in, Assistant Professor from the Delhi University. Saroj Giri, today Prashant Bhushan... Prashant Bhushan tonight has said that those who want to understand who are the Maoists of Bastar and what made them pick up the arms should read the account of Arundhati Roy of 2010. And what does Arundhati Roy say? She says the Indian constitution, the moral underpinning of the Indian democracy, was adopted by the parliament in 1950. It was a tragic day for tribal people. Now, Saroj Giri, for those people who think that the Indian Constitution's adoption itself was a tragic day for Indians in India, how can you have a dialogue with them? How can you have any kind of talks with them? How can you get into a situation to find out what is the grassroots problem that they're suffering from when they are talking the language of bullets, Saroj Giri? In the middle of bullets and gunfire, there cannot be any dialogue, there cannot be any talks.
This apply to the Hurriyat also. Why this government is ready to talk to Hurriyat, Navika?
No, you are
not.
right.
The Prime Minister has unequivocally said that he will not talk while the bullets are on.
Can I please answer?
Yes, Saroj Giri.
Yeah, when there are bullets raining, of course you can't have talks. That's very true. But at the same time, I think we need to also see that I think, as the other panelists also pointed out, you see Manmohan Singh back then, I think, when was that? I think 2008 or something. He pointed out that this is a biggest internal security threat. And under P. Chidambaram also, they've really tried to cross the Maoists militarily. And even till today, you know, you are sending all these troops, security forces, the Jawans, you know, armed or not armed. As Maruf Raza said, there are maybe some technical problems. The fact of the matter is that in spite of everything, your armed kind of, you know, attempt to cross the Maoists is not working. And you need to really ask why that is so. You have those institutes for forest warfare. I think Rahul Pandita would know that more. So the government
is doing Saroj Giri
and in those places. So, and it's aided by some of the US
They are trying to take development to these areas. So you have tried your
military kind of strategy. It's not working. Can I please finish? Can I please finish? Madam, can I please finish? The thing is that the Maoist movement as it stands, you see, it goes way back, right? At least till from 1967, from the Naxalbari uprising, till today, the Maoist movement has survived one way or the other. Sometimes it has flourished a bit. And hence, we need to really understand, it's not just Chhattisgarh, it's not just Bastar. The Maoist movement was earlier very strong in West Bengal, parts of Bihar, even Punjab in the 60s and 70s. It's an ongoing thing, right? So I think, and it goes way back. You talked about, you quoted Arundhati Roy. I don't know what she has actually said, but going back to the 50s, if you remember, there was the Telangana uprising, to which the Maoists in India traced their lineage. And in the 1946-47 till 51, the Telangana uprising, Nehru was the Prime Minister who sent the army there to cross them. And from there it shifted to Srikakulam.
Saroj Giri, this is not a lesson in history that we are interested in.
So it is a
what we are talking about here
hold on, Navika, you need to understand this. Don't rush.
No,
now, today when I come to this debate, Navika, you started very well. You brought us the voice of the martyr. You brought us the voice of the father of the CRPF constable.
We don't need any
but soon after that, you shift to some JNU brigade. You talk about Delhi intellectuals. Let's get serious here. Let's get serious.
Why not?
Let's really talk about what's happening
we are
in
serious.
Arundhati
Roy, when she says it's a sad day when the Constitution of India is adopted, it is serious business, sir. It's serious business, sir. We've lost 25 soldiers' lives. Those children are never going to see their fathers again. It is serious business, sir. For you, it may be a statistical count of 25 people dying. For us, it's not a statistical count, sir.
Maoists. That's a failure. They have failed. Right? You're talking about JNU brigade. What about the RSS brigade? Let them go and convert the Adivasis.
So what do you propose? So what do you propose? That in the middle of this gunfire, the government should go with the weapons on a thali and tell them come sit and talk with us. Is this what you're proposing? Is this what you're proposing, RSS Singh? Is that acceptable?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, now look, Maroof sir, brought out a point about the mining industry. Come with me, I'll take you to illegal mining industry of the Maoists. How iron ore is being mined and, and it is illegally by the Maoists and, how it is being illegally, I don't know, at least this was true to at least 3 years back, illegally being transported to China from Haldia port. And this was this had humongous proportions, when in the run-up to the Beijing Olympics. Now, Maroof said that they do not want to secede from the country. But let me tell you, read their Central Committee documents. I mean, their objective is far more sinister. Firstly, let me tell you, like the jihadis, they don't believe in democracy. And the Central Committee document clearly says that their objective is to overthrow the established government of the state by violent means and establish a totalitarian state. Now, thirdly, no insurgency of this magnitude can survive without support of external support. Now, Giri, has he heard of C-Composa? C-Composa stands for, Giri, Coordination of Maoist Parties of Asia. Do you know who all are?
I thought you were going to say Pakistan is supporting them. What happened to you? Where is the Pakistan?
No, I'm coming. Don't worry. I'm coming. I'll come to you also.
Guy or what?
Pakistan is there.
Yeah. I'm coming. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't give those sinister signs.
Come out.
Giri, I am much more knowledgeable than you. I have written a book on left-wing extremism. Let me tell you, and I have traveled through length and breadth.
Own things,
I generally blow my own trumpet. And the country is seeing today. The country is seeing today who is a fraud and who is a genuine guy. So let me tell you.
Let's really get into the hard work of seriously engaging here.
Parties of
Don't
Asia,
say foreign hand है क्या है आप खुद का जो problem है हम लोग इसको देखते हैं.
Navika, will you tell this man to keep quiet? Navika, Navika, just ask him to keep quiet. As it is, I have been given chance at a very late stage today, and let me tell you, if you listen to me, you'll benefit. So, C-Composa, do you know the last meeting? The last meeting of the Maoists was there in Hamburg in Germany, and where the Indian model of Maoism was touted as the best experiment.
Germany is backing the Maoists.
Experiment all over the world. Now let me tell you.
You are living in a fanciful world, sir.
This lie.
Living in a fanciful
Giri,
world.
listen here. You are going on and on. You have already had your turn.
Angela Merkel is backing Maoists or what?
Just listen. Yeah, she is.
No.
कोई problem नहीं है.
Do you know?
Germany है Maoist.
I can name half a dozen Italian organizations, then French terrorists.
Let's not get down to ridiculous levels. Let's not get down to ridiculous levels.
Or your imagination?
Let's not now point fingers. He clearly said that there was a conference in Germany. That doesn't mean that the Germans are actually.
I can show you the document. I can show you the document. French tourists were deported from Bihar before having next
I told Navika, let's go back to the history of the Maoist movement.
You have to introspect. Come on.
Sambit Patra wants to come in. Sambit Patra wants to come in. Sambit Patra.
Maybe your imagination.
Sambit Patra wants to come in.
The German
Sambit Patra wants to make a point.
Who went to who?
Please, everyone is speaking over each other.
Hitler of the Germany.
See, everyone is speaking over each other. No one is heard this way.
Who sent Munja to Hitler?
Please allow
Who sent Munja to Hitler?
Allow others to speak also.
No,
Professor
who sent
Sahab, allow others to speak
now
also.
we are getting into the Hitler era. Please, let's come back. Let's come back to the real topic of the debate tonight. And Sambit Patra, the question will also go around to the government. Sambit Patra, the question will also go around to the government tonight. There is no full-time DG CRPF. There was no intelligence of 300 people moving around in big battalions trying to attack these soldiers, the battalion that was moving in that area protecting those road buildings. The question is, where is our policy on Naxalism? Will we have a policy? Will we have a full-time attention given to these issues of a full-time director, of the conditions our soldiers are in, the kind of training they are getting, the kind of weapons and ammunition they are getting, and just who is listening to their problems? Dr. Sambit Patra, some amount of answering and soul searching will also need to be done by the government.
Absolutely right. Your anger is justified. And if my friends on the panel as opposition leaders, they question me or the government, they have every right to do so. Well, look, you are absolutely right. Certain things we have to answer. Number one, there are certain statistics, though I know throwing statistics today is quite insensitive because people have lost their lives, people are mourning for them, and we can see the family members really, I have no words to explain what I feel when I see the family members crying. But yet, remember, as far as the policy is concerned, for the first time in 2016, maximum Naxalites were killed in a yearly basis. It was 135 Naxalites. We had lost 45 Jawans and 135 Naxalites were killed. I agree, we should not lose even a single Jawan because they are very precious for the country. But I believe this government is doing all that it can do, and I am assuring you, because the Prime Minister himself has tweeted and Mr. Rajnath Singh, the Home Minister, has reiterated that the martyrdom of our brave Jawans will not go in vain. And there are certain things which the spokespersons do not know, and there are certain things which the government does not want to be revealed on air. Yes, the strategy meeting is going on. This government is a strong government, and through your channel, I would like to assure the people of the country, have faith on this government. This government will surely avenge what has happened yesterday.
Dr. Sambit Patra, many will ask you tonight, how many Home Secretaries have gone and camped in the battleground of Chhattisgarh? How many people have looked at the problems of the soldiers there? Yes, Maruf Raza. These are the questions. If you're alive, there were 13 deaths last month, Dr. Sambit Patra, and 25 yesterday. Between these two attacks, where is the intelligence? Where is our battle readiness for these soldiers? Or are these soldiers to be treated as sitting ducks, Sambit Patra? Maruf Raza.
Navika, you are right. I mean, my head...
The standard says that every paramilitary force should have been accompanied by the local police because they know the terrain. The standard procedure is that the local police must help the paramilitary forces because they know the terrain.
Well,
Sorry,
well,
sir,
the question is between the government and those in the Azadi Brigade who laud these kind of people, there is a real world, and there is the Jawan out there who's taking the bullet on his chest. Maruf, last 10 seconds to you.
No, Azadi Brigade.
Navika, quickly, you know, sir, please let me answer the question, sir.
I am very sorry.
Sir, please don't interrupt. You have been interrupting through the debate. Navika,
Brigade, the anti-national
Navika, why don't you cut his volume down? Don't, sir, don't interrupt. Give somebody else a chance to speak. You've had your say. Navika, I just want to make 3 quick points. Point 1. Mr. Patra is giving the official line, but unofficially, let me tell you, and this is after great deal of interaction with senior police officers, there are not enough police officers posted in the Naxal-infested area with experience or a desire to get on with their job on the ground. This is left to junior functionaries. There are more than 100 battalions operating of CRPF there. And at last count, there were only 2 IG equivalent officers when there should have been at least 10 to 12. So quite clearly, people are flying their flags.
Those are the points that the government needs to go in. But between the romanticism, and that's something that was stated by former Home Minister P. Chidambaram as well, that let's not romanticize Naxalism, because this is not about some alienation that we are talking about. This is pure cold-blooded terror. Terror that has resulted in the loss of 25 precious lives yesterday. Today, as I thank all my panelists, I leave you with visuals of those grieving families and our tributes to the brave hearts who lost their lives yesterday, because for them we say that we will continue to fight this terror, this Maoist terror, because this is the terror from within. Where it comes from and where will it go? Well, it will get a resounding response from every single Indian citizen.